Ever been involved in the dreaded clean your room argument? Whether as a child or parent, this interaction can be taxing. Jess has a mission to help ease this and many other home quarrels happening daily in homes around the country. Today, Jess is going to show you some ways she hopes to do this. If you can relate or are hoping for some of these changes, she hopes you will be willing to give up 5 to 10 minutes of your time to take a survey to help her better know how to help and who exactly needs her help the most. Please welcome with her talk, "That's Not My Job," Jess Noel.
That's not my job. He did it. He said he was gonna take care of it. Mom! Are these familiar phrases to any of you? I know these, and I'm not even a mom. I want to stop, or at least minimize, some of these very frustrating, overwhelming, exasperating sounds. Because let's be honest, they're hardly words. They're really just noise. If you are a parent, or if you've ever been a child, you've all been children, right? You've probably had that "go clean your room" discussion. And it's usually a discussion because your definition of clean is much different than your definition of clean, and it's much, much different than the 8-year-old's definition of clean. Now, sometimes the 8-year-old has a much better definition of clean than the 25-year-old, but that does not always happen. And so, when we are talking to our children, we end up in discussions because they say, "Well, I already cleaned my room. I already did that. I'm done." We hear these phrases over and over again, and inside we know that the truth is that it's not where we want it to be. And we bubble and we boil and we toil because we say, "Did you really clean your room? Did you really get the laundry done? Did you really? Did you really?" It's a term that every parent knows all too well. Did you really? Organization is one of the few things that can help minimize this. Now, the examples up here are of physical organization. And that is just one teensy tiny part of family organization. One of the things that is so important is what I started with, the clean your room, the definition. Does your home have a definition for clean? Does your home have a definition for organized? How about for dating? How about for any of the other millions of words in the dictionary? The English language is relative, and we all have our own definitions. So, if we don't set a standard and expectation within our own home, and we don't communicate that properly with the people in our home, how can we expect them to know what it means to go clean your room? If we have not physically said, "Clean your room" means you must A, B, C, D, E, F, G. If they don't have a picture of what a clean room looks like, compared to a not so clean room? How are they supposed to understand that concept? Are your children auditory? Are they visual? Are they kinesthetic? These are things to keep in mind when we're setting those definitions. These are things to keep in mind when we're communicating with our children. How many of you like rewards? How many of you like to be punished? That's there's always one.
Thank you, Marty.
That's probably a different story, which we're not going to go into today. But most of us like to be rewarded. Do you know what type of rewards will entice, will motivate, will energize your children to do the things that that you want them to do? Do you know their love language? Is a high five way better than a that a boy? Is some quality time, maybe cleaning that room with them, showing how it's done, better than a gift? These are all things that we should know about each other to kind of selfishly get what we want, but also to be able to work together as a team to create a home environment where those quarrels are not happening on a daily basis. One of the biggest things that we forget as adults is the power of why. Think about those toddlers. How many times did your toddler ask you why in an hour? I won't even say a day because you can't count that many times. Why is so important, but we forget the power of why as an adult. Why does this mean clean? Why are you getting this reward? Why are you getting punished? Why can you not do this right now? It's very difficult to remember to actually explain the why in the moment, but it's hands down one of the most powerful things that we can do. And all of these things put together are just tiny little parts of that program that I had mentioned before. I want to help families minimize these daily quarrels and live in an environment that promotes this community. Comedy? I wasn't here for the pronunciation. It's not on the board. But I need help because I need to know who needs this help and how best to serve them. So if you can relate to this information, if you want some of these changes in your life, I ask that you go to this website, goo.gl/UBLK, the number 2 and E, and fill out a 5-minute survey, 9 questions, and help me help the world stop quarreling.